Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving, where we share with you the things that we have learned as we have transitioned our family from struggling to survive disease to thriving, right smack dab in the midst of it, in the hopes that something that we share with you will help you, enlighten you, and encourage you as you transition your family from struggling to survive disease to thriving, right smack dab in the midst of it. Have you ever felt a drop of water, right? We've all felt a drop of water. A drop of water don't really hurt. One little drop, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, you probably wouldn't notice it if it wasn't wet or cold or hot or whatever the temperature of it was, right? A drop of water doesn't seem like it's very impactful. Doesn't seem like it can really do very much. But if you have, say, a fountain, a spigot, a water spout on the outside of your home, right? And you turn it off, but it's leaking and it's starting to drip. It's a consistent drip. It's constantly dripping. Them light little drips of water that seem to not be able to have any impact or to make a difference. Over a prolonged amount of time, right? The ground will begin to soften. That water will begin to put a dip. Start digging into that dirt and moving the earth, and eventually you will have either a dip or a hole in the spot where the water is constantly dripping, right? Sometimes I know I have personally felt like a drip of water, especially going through and overcoming health challenges where it's like there's not a lot of energy, there's not a lot of strength. Sometimes you can feel like what you're going through is so big and so overwhelming, and whatever you're doing doesn't seem to be able to have much impact. You're a little weak thing in this big thing. I felt like that. Perhaps you felt like that too, right? Well, so sometimes we feel like a little drop of water, and we may feel like we don't have great impact and we don't make a difference. What helps us to be able to have greater impact, just like that water, is not only the consistency but the focus. If you notice that that water is dripping in that same spot over time, right? It is consistent in the same spot. It is focused on one spot and consistent. That is what allow it to have that great impact, to be able to change the earth beneath it, not only to change it and soften it and make it, turn from dry dirt to mud, but also to have the impact to change its shape, to put a dip, to get a hole in it, right? And that hole for us is our breakthrough. That hole for us and that dip for us is our ability to overcome, to get the break that we're looking for, to get the change that we're looking for. So in our personal lives, we need to have the dual strength of, I'm sorry, I'm hearing my family out there in the phone. Consistency and focus. Anytime you focus in on something, right? Even with being consistent, but definitely when you focus in on something, there is something supernatural that happens with that. It's not addition, it's not multiplication, it is something supernatural, and it's so compounded and it grows so exponentially that you can't put a mathematic equation to find an answer on it. You can't put a percentage on it. You can't put anything on it to really measure out the impact that focus can give you, as well as consistency. When you focus in on your health, right? And when I say focus in on your health, this is really important. Don't focus in on the disease. Don't focus in on the illness or the sickness. Don't focus in on what you cannot do. The focus has to be life. The focus has to be health, right? When you focus in on health, when you focus in on life, all of your energy is moving in that direction. Your eyesight is in that direction. Your energy, your time, your mind, your thoughts, everything is zoomed in on health, on life. Then everything that you do, right, has a greater impact and takes you further in that goal and in that direction than you can imagine. Wherever your focus is, your body will go in that. Wherever your focus is, if you're focusing and your thoughts are focusing on bad things, you'll start feeling changes in your body. that indicates what you're thinking. Your blood pressure goes up, you get all hot, you get tense, the atmosphere around you change. Why? Because what you're focusing in on in your mind. If you're focusing in on life, everything around you, the atmosphere is good, you can feel good things happening in your body is flowing fluently, good things is happening. Why? Because you're thinking good thoughts, you're focused. Wherever you're focused, everything around you will move in that direction. So when you have focus, consistency is the key, right? You might not be able to do everything every day. That's okay, long as you're progressing in it and you know that you're going to keep doing it as much as you can when you can, and you're constantly moving in that direction. Okay, so focus and consistency paired together, you guys, that's a dynamic duo. It will take you far, and it will get you progress beyond anything that you could ever have imagined. It's immeasurable. It will help you to get the breakthroughs that you're looking for. It will help you to get to overcome things that are going on in your life. Be focused and be consistent. The great thing, right, about it is that when you're focused in on something and you're being consistent and diligent, but when you're focused in, you don't have to tell people what you're focused in on. It will be evident. And if you're focused in on some things and it's not evident to people what it is exactly that you're focused in on. There's a lot of things I was focused in on. People couldn't understand why I did the things that I did because they didn't understand where my aim and what my focus was, right? But later, years later, they could see. It was very plain where their focus is. I can talk to people. I can see people. I know people in my family. And when you see the things that my family have done, the things that are going on in our family, when you see the things that I'm able to do in my body, things that I've accomplished and things that the Lord has graced me to be able to make it through and to be at places at in my life, you can tell where my focus was. Focus will speak for itself. Your focus, your family's focus, your life focus, it will speak for itself. Where your money goes, it shows where your focus is. Okay? A lot of money has gone towards my life, my health, getting me over, helping me to overcome, and it is evident when you see me in my physical life. It is evident. So couple focus with your consistency. You don't really have to be concerned about consistency when you're focused, because when you're really focused, you will be consistent. Okay, I hope something in there was able to help you. Remember, in all things, do you, be who God called you to be. Until next time, bye.